Welcome back to another video. This is just some sketching on a comic page. I was actually going to make a whole video of doing this page, and admittedly I forgot. I was trying to get it done, and it took me a while because of everything going on, but it's fine. It's fine. I just have this sketching. I usually go over the top of the thumbnail a couple of times just to get things cleaned up long before I even start inking, just to make sure I don't have to do crazy amounts of changes. And I almost wish that I had actually recorded the current page that I'm nearly finished with, because I did a lot of fixing on that one. It would have been very annoying to watch, I think, because yeah, there was a lot of moving something, and that meant I had to completely redo some stuff, especially just when I started doing the flats. By the way, for anybody who does not know, this is Lath. He's one of the characters in a comic that my sister and I started in, I believe, 2020. And we went a good few years working on it until we started working a lot, and I just didn't have the time, and then just felt like I was really stagnating for the most part skill-wise because I couldn't work on it. And I kind of learned throughout this process that the only way to improve comics and sequential art was to do it, to just do it. It doesn't matter if you do it badly, you just have to do it. That was my experience anyway. I had to move his thumb off of his mouth because it just looked like he was being like, hush, 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 it's okay, kind of weird. I don't know, it just seemed weird, so I moved it off because he's just supposed to be turning his face a bit and then giving him a couple smacks to try to wake him up. Obviously the page on the side there, you can read, it's chapter 7 to wake 1, which is part 2 of chapter 7. A lot of our comic actually has these branch off parts to them. So, yeah, gotta go off of the names. I am posting this again. It had been about 3.5 years or something since I'd worked on it, but I am working on it. It's very slow. It's very, very slow going. I'm still happy to be making some headway. I do wish I could do more, just, to actually be moving through it, but I do have a tendency to get very obsessive about things like this and try to push myself a lot in making them, and time just is not letting me do that. So I can't really revolve my entire schedule around making these pages, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to make it work the best way that I know how. The guys here they're dressed like soldiers, but they're not real soldiers. And there's quite a few of them, so I wish I had the reference up. It's so dumb. I would love to share that. That's like the little color picking chibi things that I made for the main guys. That's Ikin. He's blonde, and he's got kind of a wide jaw. He's the biggest of the 3 guys. Allow me to stutter really quick. The biggest of the trio. And then there's Lath here, and then there's Grend. And he's in the first half of the comic that's actually going up right now. So if you want to look at that, it's on Tapas, and I pretty much always have the link for that in the description. I will say, if you're reading it newly, that the old stuff is old. It does not look great, and I mean, if you're okay with that and you just want to read the story, go ahead. But yeah, it does need a reboot, to be honest. But yeah, little chibi guys for that. And then I drew more finished ones for some of the characters later on. I have a hard time making character sheets. I don't feel like I can get into the character very much. I think it's better if I just draw for fun, draw these characters, think of them in different scenarios, and then just copy paste that onto a character page and do whatever I want with it. Because when I sit down to just specifically make a character page, it ends up really stiff and they don't look like themselves. I've never figured out why. I'm guessing just a weird mental thing, but yeah. And don't worry, I do fix his face. I was having a hard time that day. I don't know why. It just comes to me sometimes. Maybe I wasn't sketching enough over a few days. But I will show the finished page at the end of this video. Coming up soon. So here's that finished page. It still needs a little work, but yeah, and I don't put the dialogue on for a while. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day or night, and bye.